So I just watched Jack Frags' video about how his channel did in the year 2022 and what he's learned, and I thought, hey, that's a pretty great idea. I've grown a lot this year. Why don't I do something like that too? So, Jack, thanks, buddy, for the idea, and also great insights from those analytics, as always. Thank you so much for sharing. But my experience here on YouTube has been a little bit different than Jack's, from the sound of it anyway. I have a little bit different attitudes and a few different methods when it comes to content creation here, and I want to share where I come from when I'm creating content and the things that I learned in 2022. So let's jump right into it. We'll start with simple analytics here. This is going to be the boring part, but there are some insights here that maybe you can catch on to. And keep in mind, these aren't all of my analytics either. I've also got another clips channel, the horizontal clips channel, TikTok, and that only focuses on content under a minute, or I try to make it under a minute anyway. But short form content like that is a whole different ballgame. What I'm really focused on with this video is my primary channel here, and that includes both long form, the horizontal, and the vertical shorts. But as you can see here this year, I've earned a total of nearly 114,000 new subscribers. Thank you, you 114,000 new people, for tagging along for the ride here. It's certainly an honor that you've decided to click that button. And I've also earned 47.6 million views with 930.9 thousand watch time hours, which are a little bit misleading here, but I'll get back to those in a moment. But the next data point that I'll share here makes some people just a little bit nervous, but I'm going to share it with you anyway because it's something that small YouTubers really need to know. Nobody's really open about this, but I want to share this with you so that you know what you need to achieve and how you can achieve it. Just from AdSense revenue, I earned $28,000 this year on this channel. This doesn't include things like brand deals or affiliate purchases from my game store or anything like that. There are numerous ways to monetize as a creator to boost this number, but overall this year, I've probably likely earned around $50,000 or so just as a creator. I personally am the sole breadwinner in my home with a family of 5, so for me personally, this isn't enough to sustain anything. So I still do about 20 to 25 hours or so of work in nursing homes as an occupational therapist. Talking a little bit more about money here, my RPM, which is what I make per long form video on 1,000 views, is $2.13. And the playback based CPM is something I don't even understand, so I just kind of ignore that number anyway. Actually, generally, I tend to ignore my analytics other than something like watch time and click-through rate. Those are the big ones for me, but we'll talk about that in a second. In 2022, I published 130 long form videos, 37 shorts, and I hosted 7 live streams. Taking a look at subscribers here when it comes to this content, which is why I said some of those stats are a bit misleading, 47.3 thousand subscribers have come from shorts, and 53.5 thousand have come from my long form videos. 12.8 thousand have come from other, whatever that means, and 212 came from posts, whether that be polls or a quick update for the community notes, and then there are 92 from my live streams. Male to female ratio for my videos, this isn't surprising to me. Women tend not to like the games that I play, so as expected, they're only about 2% of the audience. And then some other big ones here. On my long form videos, I've got about a 12.6% click-through rate, and my average view duration is about 2 minutes and 26 seconds. That view duration I'm not incredibly proud of, as most of my videos are at or around 8 minutes. So I need to work on providing a more enjoyable experience throughout the entire video so that people actually enjoy watching more of the video. Taking a look at my top 10 videos this year, 8 out of 10 of those are shorts. That's no surprise here, with my most viewed long-form videos being an Insurgency Sandstorm video titled "Sniping in this game is perfect for psychopaths," and a Ground Branch video titled "An ultra-realistic game for solo gamers." Throughout all these titles, you'll probably notice something: you won't see the name of the game anywhere. Though this is something I'm really trying to ease into. I'll talk about all that in a second, but I'll use this transition a bit to explain what I've learned on YouTube. And we'll start with those titles and thumbnails. As of about probably 6 months ago, I stopped putting text into my thumbnails, a majority of them anyway, and then a majority of those titles don't have the game mentioned either. That's because there are only really 2 ways to get people to click on your video. The first one is brand recognition. You'll notice Jack Frags has almost the same exact thumbnail style with nearly every single video, as well as the same font on the screen and some sort of vague title to go along with it. He uses this style every single time because it's his brand. He's a notable figure. People know him. And YouTubers that see their channel as a brand and can develop that brand recognition over time tend to have pretty steady viewership. And that's what he's done here. Regardless of what he's playing, you know who he is and you value his opinion, so you're going to click on it. The other technique is something that I mentioned that he actually uses, intrigue. Either his title or what's on the screen or some sort of intriguing thing that gets you curious about what he's playing or why he's playing it. That's what's going to get you to click. And then we're going to translate that to my work a little bit. I personally do not have the brand recognition that Jack Frags does. I have not had that until probably about this point. And not to say that it's on the same level, but I now have more of a brand recognition than I did 12 months ago. So because of this, my titles are usually extremely vague without any game title attached to them. And then some sort of gun in the thumbnail with the same effects applied to it almost every single time. So that's me building my brand recognition out. If you see my thumbnail, you hopefully are going to recognize that it's me, and you're hopefully going to value my opinion enough to click on that video. But the way that it's worked is that I've drawn people in with that intrigue. They don't know what the game is, they're not really sure what's going on, and then my hope is that the quality of the video resonates with the viewers and they want to keep watching. And then hopefully they'll understand in the future where my brand is, and like I said, want to click on it again in the future. But the key with it all was intrigue. To go along with this, I've noticed the key to retention is storytelling. I've been really bad at this in the past, specifically with gameplay videos. If I do a short intro and then do some gameplay, people tend to not watch very long, and this was mostly because the gameplay that I had didn't really have a purpose or any sort of end goal. It didn't provoke any curiosity from the viewer to keep them watching. This, I feel, is why my retention is pretty low. Now, lately, I feel like I've discovered this a little bit more and really have been focused on doing that, so my watch time has been going up, so hopefully that trend continues. And now let's talk about shorts for a moment. These right here are the key to extreme growth, but I think you're going to have to get on it fairly soon, especially with the monetization coming in February. And the key to shorts are an intriguing title and high watch time. So if you go back and look at any of my shorts, the thing that I'm trying to portray with the video and with the title of that video is all the way at the end. I draw it out, not dishonestly, but with some little bits of information so that whatever craving the viewer had is satisfied at the end of the video. This keeps them watching, and that's going to push the video out more. So definitely keep that in mind as you're making your own shorts. Gameplay shorts are just not gonna cut it if you want growth. They're gonna have to be unique. Luckily, monetization rolls out here in February, like I said, so I've got a bunch of shorts saved up that I'm gonna be using to hopefully make a little bit better money off them when that time comes. Because right now, it's kind of garbage. Even with the shorts bonus, it wasn't great. Now, finally, I wanna talk to you about the success of a YouTube channel, because I think this one is very, very important, and I don't think a lot of people understand this aspect of it. Personally, I've got thick skin now. I'm secure with who I am, and the only opinions I really care about are my God's, my wife's, and my children's. And even their opinions sometimes don't really matter because they're sometimes in trouble, so they don't like me. But with that being said, be warned, with success is going to come bad comments. And success through shorts is going to make this even worse. Compared to regular videos, there are a lot more swamp-dwelling cobblesnobbers that patrol the shorts just to make snarky comments. It reminds me a lot of Twitter, honestly. I don't know why it's so bad in there. Maybe it's because they all have poor attention spans or something, but they just all seem to be angry in there and want to provide a snarky comment. I don't get it. It doesn't matter to me, like I said, but that's just the way it is. But had I had this kind of success within my first year of making videos, I don't know, man, that sort of would have shook me. Now I don't really care. I normally just think of a reply in my head and then completely forget about it later on, but I definitely don't actually reply to those wiener schnitzels because they don't really need replied to. So that's my recommendation. Don't reply, get thick skin, find your rock so that those things don't bug you. Now, coming up in 2023, I've got some really big things that I'm hoping will work out. I always want to, in some way, provide quality to the viewer and to the community, whether that's showing you cool new games that you've never heard of or providing you with some sort of benefit for being a member. Right now, that's what I'm focused on expanding. I've got a couple products that I'll be launching here within the next month or two that will be my own separate business from the channel, but things like channel memberships and Discord memberships will be a big player when it comes to stuff like this, especially something like discounts. Not merch, by the way. Merch is just a very lousy way to monetize yourself anymore, unless you're some sort of huge YouTuber that has really epic moments all the time or has some specific saying with your community. For me, I'm just kind of a boring dad, so that's a lot of effort for me to put in that wouldn't provide you much benefit at all because I'm just pretty lame. I also want to really work on my watch time, like I said. I want you guys to enjoy my videos, and I want to be consistently getting out 4 to 5 videos per week, even if that's just simple gameplay that you guys enjoy. That's just sort of a chill experience. Because personally, I really enjoy those. I enjoy gameplay videos. They're also the easiest to make. But the key, again, is that storytelling. Why am I playing that game? Why am I showing you that game? And then I think I mentioned this, but it's in my script anyway. I also want to focus more on the community aspect of things. With my IRL job and having a family, I haven't done a lot of things in the community, like a community game night or community streams, anything like that. And that's what I want to focus on going into 2023. I really want to grow this channel, grow my brand, so that I can step away from my other jobs and really focus on this so I can provide the best experience on the internet possible. So I hope that sounds good to you. But that's all for this one. If you're a YouTuber and want to just ask some questions, maybe you're just not sure how things work, feel free to drop me a message in the Discord or message me on Twitter. I will try to get back to you, but no promises here. I'm a one-man show and I've got limited brain power. I've got to give a lot of that to my family. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't, a dislike. And until the next one, be bold, be courageous, stay tactical.